What's up, everyone? I'm Silas back again, and today I'm going to talk with you guys about the benefits of having a routine. I have personally found that there's a lot of good benefits to this with my mental health and my physical health, as well as just functioning normally and having follow through throughout my day and not, procrastinating and it makes doing the hard stuff easier. So I'm just going to list off some things that I researched, like facts of benefits of having a routine, and then I'm going to list off my own quick guide on how to sort of create a routine or just steps that I took to create a solid routine. Benefits of having a routine. It may help relieve bipolar disorder. It helps in preventing substance abuse. It helps to relieve anxiety. It helps to promote healthy habits. It helps to prevent burnout. And it helps to create a circadian rhythm. A circadian rhythm is simply just being able to do the same thing every day, or relatively, around the same time every day, so you can kind of just get your body into a rhythm of the way it can function. And it's also good for regulating hormone balance in our bodies, which is very, very important, kind of having a set habitual schedule in which you can have follow through within yourself and not be, constantly distracted by outside influences is pretty important in my opinion. My guide on how to create a routine. So first thing I said is be consistent. Even if you don't want to do it every day, if you do something every single day, it takes about 21 days to form a new habit. So you do something around 21 times, you got a new habit formed. So for me, when I wake up in the morning, I read, I do push-ups, I do squats, and I drink coffee. That's usually like the first thing that I do in the morning. And I've done that, for an extended period now. And it's basically a habit at this point. It's my body just does it automatically. My brain wants to do it automatically because I've been doing it for so long that my body's just gotten used to it. Let's see. Add one new habit at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. When you're forming new habits or forming a routine, you're usually adding in one habit at a time. You can't create a whole new routine one day and then expect to have follow through every single day on that whole new routine because you're revamping all of your time. But if you can do one healthy habit at a time and put that into place day by day, for example, for me, like the push-ups and sit-ups thing, or the push-ups and squats thing, I did that one at a time for 21 days until the habit was formed. And then I moved on to the next thing, like the reading, where I do it on top of the squats and the push-ups. So, all three of those things, it took me time to form those habits, but now that they're finally in place and I've done them consistently and not overwhelmed myself with them, then I know that I'll be able to do it structurally and it won't be like a forced thing. I'm not forcing myself to do it. It just becomes a lot easier. Don't listen to the lazy part of your thoughts. So part of you is always going to tell you that you don't really want to do something, and I know it's kind of hard to block that voice out, but once you are able to and you can focus on the positives of doing something every single day and look at the positive outcome of that, it might just drive you to want to do that habit more, which is very important, especially if it's a positive habit. Learn to identify cravings and what they are. They're cravings. So, when you're forming healthy habits, oftentimes they can be in replacement of negative habits. So when you are craving, the dopamine rush from whatever negative habit you may have had in the past, or even if, you're just getting this feeling of like not wanting to do it, identify that as what it is. It's a feeling of just not wanting to do it. It's a feeling of unmotivation, of demotivation, and there's a difference between that. That's an emotion. That's a feeling that we feel. Feelings are usually temporary. They're kind of flowing, it's like energy. It just flows. It doesn't really stay the same. So if you can shove that idea out of your mind of just not wanting to do something, which I know is pretty challenging. It makes it a lot easier to stay focused and stay on the right path. Focus on the path and not the obstacles. So obviously, when we're forming habits and when we're forming, new standards for ourselves and things that we want to do every day, we focus on the obstacles a lot, things that might just be getting in our way the whole time. But if you focus on what you need to be doing instead of what you shouldn't be doing, it becomes much easier. It's like, I heard an analogy for this. You've got a skier, right? And skiers, they're skiing down a mountain, avoiding all the trees, right? And their mental is saying, we don't want to hit a tree. But they're not looking at the trees, because if you look at the trees, all you're going to see is the trees. What they do is they follow the path. So you follow the path, the trees are always going to be there, but the more you follow the path, the easier it is to dodge the trees. Because if you're just looking at the trees, you're not going to see the path. Does that make sense? I think that we oftentimes are so focused on our obstacles that we forget where the path is. And once you're able to realign with that path and think less about all these things that are trying to inhibit you and slow you down, then much easier it becomes to conquer all of those negative things that are trying to slow you down. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I'm gonna be breaking down within the next video or two healthy habits that I do versus bad habits, and picking and choosing what battles you need to fight in a day-to-day, because we do need to pick our battles. And it isn't, it is okay to have pleasure in your life. It is okay to indulge. It is okay to go out and do things that are fun, or that maybe even are a little detrimental to your health, in regulation, and not in too large of amounts. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace.